everyone. It is approximately 6:05 p.m. We are in the Leadership Conference Room at the James Caden Administrative Offices, and we're gathered for the purposes of making a motion to go into executive session before returning to our regular business agenda meeting. I'd like to make an executive session to go into, a motion to go into executive session to discuss matters of personnel and matters of potential litigation. Is there a motion? Ms. Meyer, second. Mr. Bronson, all in favor? Any opposed? All right, we anticipate returning to public at approximately 7:30 p.m. Thank you. first, before we do the Pledge of Allegiance, I'd like to take a motion to close executive session. Is there a motion? Ms. Meyer, seconded by Mr. Joyner. All in favor? Any opposed? And would everyone please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, good evening, everyone. Sorry we're a little late. We had a lot to take care of. Okay, before the meeting proceeds, I just want to make a statement that, as I said, the public portion is now open. If any residents, taxpayers, or employees wish to speak during the public comment portion of the meeting, please be reminded that you will need to sign up at the computer terminal located at the back of the room. Okay, thank you. All right, I will now take a motion to adopt the agenda. Mr. Joyner, second. Mr. Bronson. Any questions on the agenda? All in favor? Any opposed? All right, items E through H require one resolution for adoption. They include the claims audit report and some bills. Motion. Mr. Bronson, second. Mr. Joyner, any questions? All in favor? Any opposed? All right. We have an email communication that we received in the last couple of weeks from the Tri-CYA. Anyone here to speak on that matter? Nope. Okay. Move into new business. We have limited new business. It's a fairly light agenda tonight. And the first item of new business is the approval of the district-wide school safety plan that was previously discussed in a public meeting. Motion. Ms. LaCara, second by Mr. Bronson. Mr. Smith.
Thank you, Mr. Ciapetta. For the Board of Education's approval is the 2026-2027 district-wide safety plan. This plan has been in draft format for the last 30 days. With the Board of Education's approval tonight, it will be adopted for the upcoming school year and placed on the district's website.
Thank you, Mr. Smith. Any questions from the board on that? Okay, all in favor? Any opposed? Thank you, Mr. Smith. All right, move on to new business. Item 2 is the approval of memorandum of agreement between South Huntington and the United Public Service Employees Union. Motion. Ms. Meyer, seconded by Mr. Bronson. Mr. Smith.
Thank you, Mr. Ciapetta. Once again, for the Board of Education's approval is this memorandum of agreement with the Safety Officers Unit. It speaks to a 5-year contract with a $2 hourly rate increase in the first year of the contract and $1.50 for the remaining years. Additionally, it puts all members on time clocks. I'd like to thank Mr. Conway for the time he spent on the negotiating team with me and getting across the finish line with this.
Great. And with respect to the time clocks, is it a handprint that's used or some kind of swipe card? Or?
Employee ID.
Okay, great. Questions from the board? All in favor? Any opposed? All right. Moving on to new business, item number 3 is approval of a budget transfer in accordance with Board Policy 5330. Motion. Mr. Bronson, seconded by Ms. LaCara. Mr. Conway.
Thank you, Mr. Ciapetta. Tonight for the board approval is a transfer of approximately $37,000. It's merely a shifting among existing BOCES 490 codes to and from the same codes within the BOCES category. All funds, as I mentioned, will remain within these codes themselves and slated for technology-related purchases, including Microsoft 365 license costs.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Conway. Any questions? All in favor? Any opposed? Okay, moving on to new business. Item 4 is the approval of an intermunicipal agreement between the town of Huntington and South Huntington School District for Walt Whitman High School. Motion. Ms. LaCara, seconded by Mr. Joyner. Dr. D'Elia, we've been waiting a long time for this one.
Yes, I know. For the district's approval tonight is an intermunicipal agreement with the town of Huntington for the purpose of in purchasing and installing of a traffic signal device at the entry/exit at Walt Whitman High School. I know this was a capital project from the 25-26 school year during that development cycle, and it hasn't been super easy because we have to work with different entities, but we're progressing and moving along, so this is the next step in the process.
Great, thank you, Dr. Lilia. So yeah, we turn the light over to, we pay for it, but then the light actually will become property of the towns, but they'll operate and everything. and it's designed to key up with the one that's on the corner of Jericho Turnpike and West Hills Road, so that they're synced together. So I think it's a real safety improvement. It's, if you've tried to get out of the high school or into the high school, either in the morning or in the afternoon, it's a bit chaotic. The cars are coming each way. There was actually a student several years ago who had suggested this to us as part of her project. So, we think it's a good safety measure there. And we've also been working on a safety measure on Jericho Turnpike, an equally dangerous intersection with Jericho Turnpike and Palmanock. Assemblyman Steve Stern has been working on getting a turning lane and a light with a turn light signal in there. It's also a very complex project, and that has taken a couple of years already. It involves procuring and moving land, and extending the roadway over there. So we're doing the best we can to make those areas safe. Thank you, Dr. Delia. All in favor? Yeah, sorry, go ahead. Yeah, Mr. Bronson.
And sorry, we've covered this before. The traffic light that will be for exiting Whitman, is that going to be based on a set timer where we'll alternate, or is it does it have a sensor, or it's to be determined as far as just the volume? Because it's certain times of the day, obviously.
Yeah.
But how is it sensor or time based or to be
I don't know.
determined?
Good question. I'll try to find the answer.
Okay, thank you.
It is a four-way though, so it goes every which way. However, the one on Jericho is set. This one will be set. I don't know how they're generally set though. So we'll try to get that for you. Thank you. Okay. All in favor? Any opposed? Thank you. Okay. Next is an out-of-district placement. Motion. Mr. Joyner, seconded by Ms. Meyer. Mr. Lombardo.
Thank you, Mr. Ciapetta. Tonight for the board's approval, this placement is for an 18-year-old student who will attend the residential program at Chamberlain International School in Middleborough, Massachusetts for the 2026-27 school year. The student requires a level of support beyond what the district can provide and has been denied placement in 26 in-state day and residential programs.
Okay. Any questions? We've discussed this in executive session. All in favor? Any opposed? New business item 6, approval of obsolete IT equipment. Is there a motion? Ms. Meyer, seconded by Ms. LaCara. Ms. Kavanaugh.
Thank you, Mr. Ciapetta. For the board's approval tonight, we have a request from Dr. Rice to declare a number of items as obsolete in the technology realm. So these are desktop computers, printers, iPads, Chromebooks that have reached their end of life.
Great. Questions, Ms. Kavanaugh? All in favor? Any opposed? All right. Next is adoption and abolition of various board policies. So here's a whole long list. We're adopting board policies 2350, 8800, 4321, 4321.1, 4321.2, 4321.3, 4321.4, 4321.5, 4321.6, 4321.7, 4321.8, and 5020.3, and then abolishing board policies 7610, 7612, 7613, 7614, 7615, 7620, 7630, 7640, 7641, 7642, 7643, 7650, 7660, 7670, 7680, 7690, 7700, and 7703. As we talked about, we're cleaning up our board policies. We're moving more to align our policies with the New York State School Board Association sample policies. And of course, we'll still have South Huntington specific policies. These changes are in 3 areas. Most of the policies that are being adopted and abolished relate to special education. So we're recodifying these policies. We have a new policy, 8800, on diapering and toileting protocols. And Mr. Smith, anything you wanted to add on that?
Thank you, Mr. Ciapetta. This policy outlines the procedures and requirements for toileting students within the South Huntington School District. Under New York State regulations, public schools must follow uniform protocols ensuring proper student access and care. So some of those requirements are written procedures, ensuring dignity, explicitly identifying staff members, and also obviously providing training for those individuals and ensuring access to supplies as well.
Okay, great. And this is a required policy. And then the other policy is 2350. That concerns Board of Education meetings. It was previously adopted. It's being edited in minor respect just to clarify who can speak at Board of Education meetings. Okay. Any questions? All in favor? Any opposed? And move on to a new business. Item number 8 is approval for various board members and administrators to attend the Nassau Suffolk School Board Association Annual Resolutions Dinner. Motion. Mr. Bronson, second. Mr. Joyner. All in favor? Any opposed? All right. And next is authorization for the district clerk to attend the annual district clerk workshop at the Huntington Hilton on September 23rd. Is there a motion? Mr. Joyner, seconded by Mr. Bronson. All in favor? Any opposed? Item 10, we have recommendations for the placements of students by the Committee on Special Education. Dates listed February, March, April, May, June, July, August, and then the Committee on Preschool Special Education. Dates listed in April, June, July, and August. Is there a motion? Mr. Bronson, seconded by Mr. Joyner. All in favor? Any opposed? All right. I would like to take a motion to go into a brief executive session again to discuss new business item number 11. Is there a motion? Ms. Meyer, second. Ms. LaCara, all in favor? Any opposed? All right, we'll be right back. Yeah. Mr. Joyner, second. One sec. Oh, we're off the record? Okay, sorry. Oh, go, okay. Let me know when you're back. Thank you. Okay, okay. I'll take a motion to close executive session. Mr. Joyner, seconded by Ms. Meyer. All in favor? Any opposed? All right, thank you. Sorry about that. And I'll take a motion to discuss new business item 11. Ms. Meyer, second. Mr. Bronson. So, Mr. Conway, this is, which caused a lot of our delay tonight and a late developing situation that was a little difficult to deal with. You want to?
Sure. So what's before you tonight for the board's approval is a resolution to allow the Board of Ed president to sign a contract on behalf of the district with J.J. Stannis. This would be to appoint them as our broker for flex benefits as soon as it's signed. Due to the overnight closure of our existing third-party administrative preferred group, the district is working out the fine details with J.J. Stannis as we speak in terms of their standard contract as well as any minor unique details due to the mid-year situation, as these are calendar year benefits. We do anticipate this contract being finalized as soon as possible. However, that would be prior to our next meeting, hence the request for this resolution. Should this become effective, we would then have J.J. Stannis as our broker with a third-party administrator on the flex accounts through March 31st. And during that time, we will pursue an RFP for the next calendar year.
And the old vendor, what happened to them?
We got a random email, wasn't very clear. When we called up for clarification, they told us that effective the Friday before, on August 7th, they just effectively went out of business overnight.
Okay. All right, so great. Thank you for your work on this. We've been scrambling, so it took a lot of discussion tonight. So, okay. Questions? All in favor? Any opposed? All right, we have personnel schedules 2, 5, 6, 7, 9, 11, 15, 17, 16, 20, and 22. Is there a motion? Mr. Bronson, second. Mr. Joyner, all in favor? Any opposed? Administrative reports, we have none. Mr. Conway, what about our transportation group? When did they get going?
Turn this on. Glad you brought that up. So our first meeting is going to be tomorrow right here in this room at 4 o'clock. Turns out the committee this year had quite a lot of interest. We landed on roughly 12 members in addition to the district staff of myself, Dr. Murphy, and Laura Brothers. And we're going to begin tomorrow reviewing the recommendations of the last committee, discuss ideas for potential savings, and if so, potential minor shifts in school start and end times for the following school year.
Okay, and Mr. Conway, and looking at our calendar, it looks like we'll like to have some recommendations to the board for November, I think.
Perfect.
Great, thank you. All right, future meetings are listed. Our first board meeting will be the 16th and then the 30th of September. Comments by board members. Ms. Meyer.
Thank you, Mr. Ciapetta. I just wanted to share that yesterday evening I had the opportunity to attend a meeting at Whitman held by Dr. Murphy and Ms. Kavanaugh about the upcoming JROTC program, in which Dr. Murphy and Ms. Kavanaugh brought in retired Colonel Jorgensen, who runs the program at Wyandanch. And it was an informational meeting for parents and students for the prospective program starting in the 2027-2028 school district. And the Colonel was able to give a real deep dive into what the day-to-day of the program would look like. And I think this is a tremendous benefit for our district, as this is a wonderful leadership program that will be open and available to all of our students at all grade levels, despite it starting a year from now. And I highly encourage anyone else that's interested in learning more to attend a second session that Dr. Murphy and Ms. Kavanaugh are going to host in the fall. But it was very interesting to see, busted a lot of myths in terms of false information that's out there about what it means to be part of a JROTC program, and also many of the benefits that I think folks are unaware of. So I don't know if Ms. Kavanaugh or Dr. Murphy want to hit any of the highlights, but I did want to share this with the community because I thought it was an excellent meeting.
Yes, it was really nice to see. We had about, I would say, 30 or so people show up last night, and it was really nice kickoff for the conversation. We've been talking a lot about this for quite some time, more than a year, but this was really the first time we got to face-to-face engage with the public about this, so it was really nice to see. And like you said, we did have somebody come in who was able to provide an extensive overview of what the program looks like in Wyandanch, and we're excited as to all the next steps that we'll be taking over the course of this year, which will include another forum, but also curriculum development and conversations about what we'll be adding to our catalog for next year.
Okay. Other comments? Okay, great. Dr. Murphy. Murphy, Dr. DeLeon, and myself, we had the opportunity to watch the marching band's, end of marching band camp week performance of Elemental, their new performance, and it's a run through, and it's not finished. They continue to add new elements to it, but it was in really good shape. And afterwards, they had the parents and the students. They had a barbecue. And I mean, it was very well attended. The marching band parents are really outstanding in the support that they provide to the students. And all week during camp, they provide that as well. So we think the marching band's going to have another great year. And this presentation, first performance looks strong, and we know it'll get better as it goes along. Dr. DeLeo?
Yes. First, I'd like to discuss what came out in yesterday with the U.S. News and World Report rankings. What was Newsday originally put in there that a lot of schools saw a significant drop, but what they forgot to include was that in the U.S. News and World ranking reports, they did not include AP, Advanced Placement Course Information data within that report. We are the school districts that go with IB, International Baccalaureate Program. They included that information. If you notice, a lot of those schools were near the top. Because when you omit our advanced placement information, that caused us to drop. And in speaking with Ms. Kavanaugh and Dr. Murphy, we made tremendous progress this year. So we were looking forward to seeing an improvement instead of dropping 100 places. So it was not because we did something wrong. It's because New York State did not release that data. And that had a negative impact on a district like ours, who are exclusively advanced placement. And, I know Ms. Kavanaugh and Dr. Murphy could even share some of the improvements that we've seen this year within advanced placement.
Yes, as you mentioned, this is something that New York State did submit a statement on regarding the release of that data being related to data privacy concerns. So that was something that they weren't able to give out, but we do have public-facing data that the state offers that could have been used. That's just a piece of information about it. But we're so proud of the growth that we've had, an incredible showing from our students this year, and just looking at our college, career, and civic readiness profile from the state, which is publicly available, we can see that we have increased our scores and that 90% of our students are achieving a level 2 as far as growth, and that's on a scale of 0 to 2. So 90% of our students are hitting that mark. So really impressive work, and we're excited to share more at some point this year about our AP scores.
Yeah, so please don't be alarmed out there. That was just flawed data. So we thank the Whitman staff, administration, teachers, everybody for the great work they continue to do in the building. So.
And Dr. Murphy, you're going to send communication out to your parents about this?
Yes, I drafted a letter just to give them a little more information and insight of what was occurring. It's not to lay any blame or point a finger at anybody. I just want to make sure that the staff and the students are recognized for their amazing work. I mean, to have such a diverse district and have more than 50% of our kids take the APs and to have such a success rate where they're getting 3, 4s, and 5s on those exams is something I want our staff and our families to be acknowledged for, and not this negative that surrounds the misrepresentation of ranking through U.S. and World News Report. So I'll be sending out a letter tomorrow morning out to the staff and to the community.
Great, thank you. Dr. DeLeon, anything else?
Yeah, just over the last few days, I've been spending a lot of time around the district, around the buildings, and this is our last board meeting before the start of school. So we're excited for all the buildings. They look like they're in great shape, that they could just about start tomorrow. But thank you to all our help that's making these schools safe and ready, and such a warm environment for our students to attend. And I think on the 31st, we have the memorial ribbon cutting. And on September 2nd, we have the Silas Wood Pre-K Center ribbon cutting. So very exciting times here in South Huntington, and everybody should be proud, the entire community. So.
Great, thank you. Last week or a couple weeks ago, we did the ribbon cutting for the West Hills field. That's been open, and it's really exciting to see. Every time I drive by, students are on that field, and I think it's a real soccer field, and it's getting a lot of use. So it was a great addition. Other facilities work that you can see going on. The Birchwood and the Oakwood outdoor learning centers are finally almost complete. They have almost all of the products and the toys there, with the exception of the pergola, but it will be usable at the start of the school year, and it looks great. And we've got a lot of construction going on in the high school with respect to the television studio that's currently in progress. It's coming along great, and we're hoping it'll be ready for the start of the school year. And if there's a district Facebook post that went out for the Silas Wood renovations, and they look spectacular. The school was really coming along well, and they didn't have a lot of time to do it, so it was a lot of pressure. And of course, Memorial we've spoken about, that looks great. And Dr. Lee mentioned the ribbon cuttings, and we're very excited to open up those buildings. Dr. Hendry, do you have a number on where we are with pre-K enrollment?
We're at 280 and climbing.
Right. Okay, 280. And what about our incoming kindergarten classes?
Currently, right now, we are approximately 192, I believe, at Oakwood, and a little bit lower in Countrywood in the low 180s.
So below 400 right now. Okay, great. Thank you. Miles.
Good evening, President Ciapetta, members of the Board of Education, and members of our South Huntington community. As we move closer to the beginning of the school year, there are several important events coming across the district that I'd like to highlight. First, yesterday, over 40 families and students had the opportunity to meet with Colonel Jorgensen and learn more about the implementation of our junior ROTC program for the start of the 2027 school year. I wanted to give a special shout out to Colonel Jorgensen for taking the time out of his day to inform the community about this wonderful opportunity that's going to be implemented throughout the district. Then next week on August 27th, Walt Whitman is welcoming our newest members of our school community for freshman orientation. Starting high school is a very exciting milestone, but it can be very intimidating for a lot of our students. And orientation provides freshmen the chance to get comfortable with the building, meet some of their future teachers, and also get some mentors who are upperclassmen while going on their tours. And it's just going to help with that transition into high school. Fall sports tryouts will begin on this coming Monday on August 24th. And just want to give a reminder that high school students who are in AP classes, you have your summer assignments, which are typically due in the first or second week of the school year. So you have some time to work on that. And we are also going to be having this ribbon cutting for the Silas Wood Pre-K Center and the Memorial Middle School. And with the first day quickly approaching, students and staff throughout the district will return to school and for the start of the school year. And the first day represents more than simply just returning to the classroom. It's a fresh start and giving a new opportunity for students to set new goals, get involved, and try to challenge themselves to better the type of student they are. So I wanted to wish all of our students, teachers, staff, and families a great final few weeks of the summer, and most importantly, a successful start to the 2026-2027 school year. Thank you.
Thank you, Miles. How does it feel to become a senior?
It's pretty crazy.
Well, we look forward to seeing you at the ribbon cuttings. All right, we now move into our public comment portion of the meeting. As stated earlier, if any residents, taxpayers, employees wish to speak, required to sign up at the computer terminal in the back of the room. School district policy restricts public comment to certain individuals. Please be further reminded the Board of Education is not permitted to address personnel or confidential student matters in public and will not engage in dialogue concerning such matters or engage in back and forth regarding these issues. The board president also reserves the right to ask an individual who's not following our established policies and protocols or who is disrespectful or disruptive to end his or her comments. And in the event an ordinance member does not abide by these policies, Board of Education may elect to adjourn or take other appropriate action. Not many people here, but anyone like to address the board? Okay, well, that brings us to the end of the meeting. I wish everyone a good remaining 2 weeks. A lot to happen around the district. Very excited this year. This is a particularly, always excitement around this time of the year, but I think this year with the 2 openings of the different buildings, there's a lot of energy in the air, and people are really excited. Wherever you go, people are talking about these changes, and they're really long-term changes that's going to make our district even better. So I wish everyone a great 2 weeks and a great start of the school year. We won't see you again until September 16th, so hope everything is great until then, but there'll be lots of news coming on social media until then. Be well, everyone. Take a motion to adjourn. Ms. LaCara, seconded by Mr. Bronson. All in favor? Anyone opposed? Thank you, everyone. Be well.